That car out of the race with equipment failure. Another steering wheel problem, we believe.
Did you say in 3 laps' time?
Yeah.
No, they've done it already. I think you need a refresh.
Do I thank you?
They literally did. Actually, it was quite impressive because when you said it, they've just done it.
Yes, they have. Yeah.
They've just done it when you said it, John. So well done for someone who has a weird sort of psychic ability to know that, even though it was wrong on your timing screen. Got another 10. I think they've got 10 laps to go. Nope, the car in front of them's running as well. So all the cars in front of them are actually running. I'm just checking through the back. Yep. So every car is running. The last car running is SimCity Esports in 26th. And we have 9 cars on the lead lap now.
It's Nick Damon with me, John Hindhoff, as we're coming down to, in fact, under the last 2.5 hours, so inside 150 minutes. Say again?
We're in the last quarter.
Yeah, we are. Absolutely. Where I was going.
Who's going to throw a Hail Mary?
No 2-minute warning here.
Or timeout.
No, indeed not. Ariel Bernardi in 15th in the Audi for Leo Racing Team. And that now right with Laszlo Slabo in the wannabe SRT yellow Porsche, which is actually black when you look at it from the back. Sun beginning to sink in the sky. We've got about, what, another 45, 50 minutes, Nick, before?
Yeah, I think dark will probably be an hour.
Okay.
But we've got, it's going to start doing all the getting gloomier sort of looks to it now. Actually, dark might be about an hour and 10, actually. It's, from my memory of being there, though I was there in October, it's quite a long process from dusk to dark.
Not like when we're in Dubai, where it's like someone switching a light off.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing, one of the great things about being at Suzuka is when you're there at night, you're walking in the pit lane and the day's finished. There's still hundreds of fans in the main grandstand just watching what's going on in the pit lane. It's a great
Japanese enthusiasts. If it means something to them, it means an awful lot to them. They are absolutely into it, aren't they?
Oh yeah, I mean, not just all of them are incredibly crazy yet supremely respectful, and that's the really nice thing. They mob the drivers with a respectful kind of meter around them.
Yeah, and I've seen that in endurance racing as well. Sun getting low now through the snake, and
I might be estimating an hour and 10. I'm going to stick with an hour and 10 before it's full dark.
It's still a long way above the horizon, but it's starting to be distracting through the windscreens of the cars. And remember, everybody has to drive from the onboard view in these iRacing competitions. The good news is that from memory, and you might know this better, Nick, from actually having been there, but from memory of doing a variety of bits and pieces here, where the sun goes down tends to be behind grandstands, behind built-up parts of the circuit, and behind advertising hoardings. So when it gets very low, it tends to disappear from your eyesight quickly.
Yeah, I think it also goes down below the highest part of the track, if you see what that means. So it kind of actually disappears over quite a bit of track. It doesn't go at the lowest point where it would be shining right across the, so it kind of actually evens out. But yeah, it's not a particularly difficult. Yeah, it's not like Sunset Bend at Sebring, which is actually not quite as bad as when you drive into the hairpin by the hotel, to be honest. But it's still
side by side. Bernardi having a look at the Porsche, the wannabe. That's Laszlo. Still side by side. Yeah, you see, Alan Prost at the centre. That's how you do that.
Yeah, but that's because they wanted to do that and not hit each other.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think you'll find that if you want to hit each other, they could have done, which is exactly what Prost and Senna did. One each on that point of view. One time out, Prost wanted to hit Senna, and the other time Senna wanted to hit Prost. The only difference was Prost was eating Senna out in a very slow part with the runoff, and Senna tried to kill Prost. Sorry, I'm not a member of the church about Senna. I respect the fact he's one of the biggest racing drivers of all time, but I also think he's responsible for some of the worst driving practices that have permeated the last 30 years.
and responsible for the most ridiculous saying ever: if I stop going for gaps, I'm not a racing driver.
Yeah, that's resulted in I would say
that's caused more problems in steward
more
rooms,
damage
yes,
financially than just about probably than the guy who broke Baring's bank. I think that cost more than that, I would think.
Certainly more people going to the steward's room and getting
yes.
points on their various licenses around the world. It just doesn't wash, does it?
Well, I'm sure there's lots of great Senna fans. He was a fantastic driver, but there's been a bit of canonisation, as often happens with people who meet tragic ends, and people have kind of lost a little bit of focus on some of the, well, I don't know, his more questionable tactics. You know, it's similar. Let's be honest, but it's a similar thing with Michael as well. You know, we've glossed over some of the questionable tactics because of the tragedy that happened afterwards. That's just how it is in racing.
So Porsche back ahead there. Was that the second of the Porsches, actually?
The other battle we were watching quite closely a couple of laps ago, which is the red line blue car.
Yes.
The 72 car with Jonas Varmeyer and Diogo Saliba, in the Manatee, 78. That's really eased out now. That was sticky at 1.5. The last 4 laps, that started moving out. It's now 4.2. The BMW dropping off at the back end of this second stint. He didn't take tyres. No, both of them on their second run of tyres. Whereas the Porsche of Manatee, looking a bit quicker at this stage. That went from 1.5 to 4.5 in 6 laps. So difficult stuff. So the sun is a little bit in their eyes as they go through the middle part of the S's, or the snake as it's officially called, which I think actually is a better title than the S's, especially because the S's everywhere. There's only a snake at Suzuka, but it's not the most troubling in the sun, as you say, John, but even so, you'd probably rather it wasn't there.
There's a snake as well at VIR coming out.
One uphill.
Yeah, well, they're called the uphill S's or the climbing S's, but just before that, there's 2 corners when you come out of that 3-4-5 area, which is called the snake.
Is it? Oh,
Yellow
okay.
Volters has lost it. This is another one to add to the CV of 130R. That's rear suspension damage on that car as well, by the look of it.
And straight in the pits, John.
Yeah.
So it's gone straight in the pits.
5-star.
That's going to be I mean, given the fact they are 2 laps down, they're actually in a very tight battle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 other cars on that lap. They will drop out of that. It's not a great time as far as pit stops. It's going to mean they'll have to have an extra run down. Oh, hang on. Actually, no, he's right. He's done a drive-through, John. He's not repaired the car. He's done a drive-through because that spin would have given him 2 instant points with velocity control. That would have taken him over 40 points. He now has to do the drive-through. You cannot do the drive-through and the pit stop at the same time.
Indeed.
Now,
and no quick repairs here either, by the way.
No, it's very good. Actually, it's a very good point, John. Yeah, you have to take the medicine. Now, the interesting thing is, I would have thought he would have had about 2 corners to work out if the car was specifically damaged. If it is, then you want to repair it first rather than doing a lap when it's limping around.
Yeah.
You'd have to come in again, obviously, to do the